The first series between France and England. Best of 5. Just going to fill in the names for you guys in the overlay. Gomb versus Juicy. Both players have picked arguably definitely their least experienced 1v1 player for match 1. Gomb has been making waves in the 1 scene recently with his very freestyly play, very flashy play. But don't underestimate Juicy. He's going to kick things off with a drive kickoff, intentionally losing the ball into the back corner there. Well, I should say winning, because he's got it. And now he's going to try and dribble Gomb for his opening attack. No go on that front. But yeah, Juicy's actually a very good player. I think he's definitely top 5 France right now in ones. Of course, you've always got to remember that Exotic is a good ones player, but I think Juicy and Exotic are around about the same level. Moxie, of course, clear best in ones for France. Monkey Moon also playing for them. Very, very dangerous player. Oh, look at Juicy. Double reset. Gomb being tested early. But he does save that first shot. How are we sounding for audio, guys? Give me another ones spam, if you could. If the audio level is where it needs to be. Juicy slots the opener. Catches Gomb out of position. Looking for boost in the corner. That was a very well placed shot. Not a lot of boost available to him. He left no doubt about that finishing touch. Game audio is loud. I mean, it looks around about where it should be to me. Looks fine, but yeah, if it's if for whatever reason it needs to be changed throughout the day, of course, guys, just let me know. So, a couple other things to talk about as we kick start to today's match. Jed Jungle, thanks to the 12-month Prime, 7-month Prime from Red R 20,000, and Gordy Liuso, thanks to the Prime. El Grus, thanks to the 5-month Prime. Jakey047, thanks to the 4-month Prime, says, pleasure meeting you in London. Good to meet you too, man. Always good to meet all of you guys in at RLCS LAN events. You're all far too kind, genuinely. People are always asking me, well, it's not, maybe not always probably the wrong word, but I do often get asked sometimes by people that I work with at the events, or sometimes get asked by fans to come and meet me, don't you get tired of this? But genuinely I don't, and I'm not just saying that. To me it is an honor to have so many supporters. Oh my goodness, Gomb's just missed an open net there. He's committed for it as well. It's going to be a 2-goal swing. Should be 1-1 there. Gomb has bottled the open net. Now, obviously a lot of people are thinking, are England going to redeem themselves here? They lost the actual World Cup to France. Now they're in the 1v1 World Cup against France. Same stage, quarter-final. Can they redeem themselves? But it seems that whenever you put England in these high-pressure situations, whenever they've got a penalty, which is football's version of an open net, they just cannot handle it. They can't handle the pressure. You give them an open net, they can't handle it either. So just more pain for England at the moment. Still plenty time for them to change their fortunes later on. Thank you as well to Super Gooster for the 12-month tier 1. Welcome back to the channel to you as well. Can Juicy add to Gomb's pain? Yes, he can. That was a much harder flick than earlier in the game. Looks like Gomb was a bit flat-footed in jumping for it. Juicy really connected well with that one and sent it flying into the roof of the net. Why doesn't England have App Jack? Good question. So Jack is currently traveling and he's going to be busy this weekend, so he's not available to play. I did tell him that if he was unavailable today and then available for the semi-final, I'd be happy to let the England team bring him in, but I think he's going to be away for the semi-final date as well, so England are going to need to do it without their talisman, and it's not going so well for Gomb. To start things off, Juicy's got him 4-0. I mean, Gomb's looked a little bit off, but he has I think also just been outplayed a few times. It's not been a complete game of unforced errors from Gomb. There have been some great plays from Juicy as well mixed in there. He's been extremely solid. He's got a lot of competitive experience in RLCS this season as well, playing for Heat. Very dangerous team, very mechanical team with a lot of potential. Is Khaled going to be able to play? Khaled's not going to be able to play either, so you might have noticed if you've clicked on the bracket command that the KSA A team is comprised of Rawas, Kalirs and Naupo, and the reason for that is because at the moment TRK, he's sick, so get well soon TRK. did actually ask Ahmad about his availability. He's got internet issues, so get well soon, Ahmad's internet. And Khaled's is not feeling ones at the moment. He's taking a bit of a break after the major, which is totally fair. So we're not going to have any of the Falcons players playing for KSA in this tournament. And the remaining KSA B team lineup is still to be confirmed. So keep an eye on the Wikipedia page throughout the coming days if you want to see who's going to end up playing for the KSA B team. That's right, B team. KSA and USA both have 2 teams playing in this event. If that doesn't tell you about how stacked these countries are in the world of Rocket League, I don't know what will. Just endless talent coming out of those 2 nations when it comes to 1v1. And also, I'll answer a few other questions that have been happening or that have been popping up recently. So some other questions include, why are all the KSA and the USA teams on the same side of the bracket? And that's a good question as well. So there is a reason for that, where the KSA and USA teams are going to match up against each other on EU server, and then of course if they play against their sister team, they'll play on their home server, Middle East or USA. So that's why we've got them all on the same side of the bracket. It's just so that servers will be a little bit more stable for them in those quarterfinals and semi-final matchups, and then of course whichever team comes out strongest of that will make the final, and we'll have to do a bit of a server switch back and forth against a European team. But it is entirely due to server preference, that's why. However, the other thing to mention, you might have seen the prize pool donation goal at the bottom there. 2 things to mention about that, and sorry about this massive information dump in Game 1, but it looks like it is well and truly over. Yeah, 2 things to mention about the prize pool. Number 1, it is winner takes all, so the fact that both the KSA and USA team are on the same side of the bracket doesn't matter in terms of prize money. You've got to win the whole thing if you want to win money. Secondly, I'm going to match prize pool donations myself up until that bar at the bottom of your screen is full. It says £1,250. That's just a shade over $1,500. I myself will match prize pool donations until that bar is full. Anything above that, of course, will be added to the prize pool as well. So if that prize pool bar gets filled, then every player, all 3 players from the winning team will take home at least $1,000 each for winning the 1v1 World Cup. Yeah, any other questions in chat, just let me know. I think I've covered most of them. The only other one that I saw on Twitter actually was that people asking where's the Brazil team? And that's another fair question, very good point. Brazil are a fantastic nation for 1v1s, and they would be represented if this was a LAN. I would absolutely want to see Brazil playing. The thing about Brazil though is that when you've got South American players, and I think right now Card and Jan, KV1 as well, are all in South America at this moment. When you've got South American players and Middle East players in the same tournament, it doesn't really work out because there's no good server for them to play on. And South American players playing on US East server is a lot harder to play than Middle East players on the European server. So much so that I don't think Card and Jan ever play on the US East server. I think they're pretty much just SAM server only when they're over there in Brazil. KV1 is an anomaly. He's the only player who's really ever had significant success playing on 140 ping. It truly is extraordinary what he's been able to do with such a bad connection. Okay, game 2, Gomb. Gonna need to really dig deep here against Juicy. I think Juicy's gonna impress a lot of you guys today. If he hasn't already, he's gonna surprise a lot of you who, you know, probably would have had Gomb winning this. Did we have a prediction for this? I think we did. Actually, no, it might have been a France-England prediction. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that recently with Gomb's success that he's had in the 1 scene, I gave him an honourable mention in my top 25 list. I think he thoroughly deserves that with how well he's played as of late. But yeah, Juicy coming into this match is a very even match for him, I think, and a player who could end up beating him. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Juicy tried to pitch the ball into the far post, or Gomb's net ends up just bouncing off the ball, and it goes away from him. Each game is best of 5. Yeah, Fear, each game is best of 5. Because I thought to myself, well, the reason that this happened, if you watched my stream 2 days ago, you'll probably remember me saying, yeah, not really going to be doing too much nothing too crazy over the next few days. Just probably going to be looking to do some show matches. But then I sat down and I started looking at my top 25 list that I've recently come up with for 1v1. Oh, great save there. Juicy, cool shot save there on Gomb's air double bump. But yeah, I was looking at my top 25 list and I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool if you put those 3 French players together, if you put those 3 USA players together, there's another pocket of USA players there, there's 3 English players there. I realized to myself, the top 25 is actually mostly comprised of different groups of players, very conveniently grouped into nations or nation equivalents. For example, Central EU, Raziers, Jarias and Atto all share borders with each other when they're in their home countries, so they're all very close together in a little Central EU area. So yeah, that's what inspired this. I thought, right, let me just see if the players are interested. I reached out to them all and there was enough interest that I thought, let's just go for it. Not a lot of planning, not a lot of time to hype up the event, but you know, still I think it's better to just go for it in these kind of situations. It's hard to plan way ahead of time in 1v1, as I'm sure you guys will know, because players never really know when they're going to be available long term, since they are mostly RLCS players. A couple of them aren't, but most of them are. Yeah, it should be interesting, and that does of course give us time to do best of 5s. Oh, nice fake. Gomb ties the game with an air dribble fake off a ceiling reset. So the ceiling reset into flip reset there. Juicy saw that he had a flip available, went for a pre-jump, and Gomb faked it underneath him. Yeah, all best of 5s. After this best of 5, we'll see one of either Moxie or Monkey Moon take to the field to represent France against one of Revsy and Toxic. Another very interesting thing about this format is it's blind pick, so Gomb and Juicy didn't know that they were going to be playing against each other until I invited them both. Both teams privately told me who they were fielding. And if I've read the messages, or read between the lines on the team's messages correctly, I'm pretty sure that France are trying to get Moxie to dodge Toxic. I don't think Moxie wants the Toxic matchup, because Toxic's actually got a really good record against Moxie, despite the fact that Moxie is a higher ranked player by most people, including myself. Oh dear, Gomb nearly conceding again. Juicy actually drops the ball instead of flicking it in, so Gomb gets away with it. Still in a much better position this game. Oh, what a save. Juicy with a mighty 50-50 on the goal line. Just stops Gomb dead in his tracks. And counter-attacks for his 4th goal of the game, still trailing by 1, of course. Yeah, the fact this matchup is currently on your screen, Gomb versus Juicy, I think favors England, because that means that, you know, it's a 50-50 whether or not we're going to get Moxie versus Toxic next, or if we're going to get Moxie versus Revsy as he wants for round 1. Yeah, 35 1v1 best of 5s in the course of a week. Exactly. Going for a new record here. That's monthly statistics. Yeah, that's like a busy month if you get 35 best of 5s, but trying to get it all done in a week. Before I go away, I'm going to be away for Christmas and New Year, so I'm making as much content as I can for you guys before I go. Oh no, Gomb. 2 kickoff goals in a row might be the absolute worst way to concede, but he's really committed hard for those. No wave dash recovery, no delayed approach. He's just gone for the kickoff win. Lost it both times. Now this time he does have the wave dash, but he flips away from the ball. That's going to give Juicy position and possession to work with, but I think Gomb's done really well there. Lob clear. Left the ball in a position that he could reach. Now Juicy's going to go for the backboard. Gomb manages his boost well enough to get there first. Juicy trips him up, but doesn't get back to the ball. So Juicy denied the back corner boost, but lost all his momentum in the process. Now Gomb leads 7-6. A very tense game here. Juicy on the verge of triple match point. Gomb hanging on. It's been a very close match, just as I expected coming in. Not sure if you guys thought this would be a close one coming in. Oh, that's a great challenge by Juicy. He's been so clinical. That shot looked like it might be going in. Gomb dove for it, but it's hit the post. And Juicy's there for the finish. Phenomenal shot. Combined with the recovery, look at how Juicy's air roll struck that ball to land immediately on the back wall and get into the middle. To follow up on his own shot. That's extremely well executed. Well, I mean, Gomb and Revsy, it's kind of close between them, I'd say, recently, to say who the better player is. But for France, Juicy's their number 3 player. You got Moxie, Monkey Moon, clear 1-2. Juicy doing work though. If he could put a win on the board for France as the number 3 player, France are going to be extremely advantage going forward. That's an unbelievable save by Gomb though. Pinch down the line, that might be bouncing in. Oh, it's in the post. It's so close for Gomb. Juicy on the counter-attack, drops it into a 50. Gomb spots it. He's got a great recovery though, and the counter-attack is his. No open net miss this time. What a game. Gomb with save of the match. Rattles the post with an unreal pinch down the line. It didn't go straight towards the goal. It bounced off the corner wall and almost in. He's fighting back here in a great way. He's been aggressive in the matchup here. Juicy tries to catch Gomb pre-jumping. Gomb staying grounded, and he has twice in a row now. That's Juicy trying to predict Gomb jumping early and failing both times. Juicy trying to control the final play of the game here. He wants to just run down the clock and tie the game late while chipping away at Gomb's boost total. Gomb's boost management has been good enough for the most part this series. Juicy missed the mid boost, didn't need it though. And the flick is a monster. Tie game, 15 seconds left. France are giving England a real headache here. Juicy's flicks are just getting better and better as this matchup goes on. Will he fight for the corner boost? He will. Gomb plays the ball though. It's not gone his way. Juicy in a great position, but his shot is lackluster. Demo is available. Gomb jumps onto the back wall expecting it. Juicy actually played the ball. Gomb in reverse now. Just clears it. Both players trying to get back to it. And into overtime we go. Gomb doesn't need to worry about kickoff goal this time, as it's Juicy the fake that fakes it. And he will have to worry about this air dribble. Is it backboard for Juicy? It is. But Gomb bumps him away from it. And the recovery's not there for him. Juicy has flopped the landing. Gomb just managed to bump him away from the double. And he failed the wave dash landing. Juicy was trying to get back as quickly as he could. But Gomb just survives. Narrow win there. They all count. And yeah, I really think Gomb has to win this for England. Moxie on the other side, of course, has a bad matchup against Toxic, but if France can win this one, dodge the Toxic Moxie match, they're going to be in such an advantageous position. Look how many shots we've seen there. 21 shots from Juicy. The defense from Gomb just keeping him in this, keeping England in this. Unbelievable defense from a player who's really made a name for himself as an offensive master. I'm a little bit behind on sub shoutouts. Let me see if I can catch up here. You guys are being far too kind. We've got Swift RL with his 5-month prime. Says France wins this easy. Moxie number 1, Juicy number 8, Monkey number 26. They grinding. They are indeed. In the French lineup are very high rated, but ladder rank isn't everything. You know, some players play. You know, they play rank to learn. They just go in and try and practice their all-in mechanics, and they end up conceding a lot. But others, you know, they play a consistent grounded style. Juicy's looking clean. Still Gomb playing so well. That's another ridiculous save. Juicy, once again, having to watch Gomb counter-attack him. Nice turn by him. He slots a long shot in. That defensive play by both players is really good there. Gomb with the save and the shot from distance, but Juicy faked a hit on the ball there into his post. I think he did really well disguising his intentions on the turn. The shot was just enough to sneak past Gomb. Prince Noctis, thanks for 6 gifted subs. Really appreciate you, man. Welcome back to the channel. All of the re-sub gifts there. Welcome to the channel, anyone who's been gifted a sub for the first time. FixFax83, thanks to the Prime. 5-month tier 1 from Divkush, welcome back. We've got Dampen Heart with a 4-month Prime, 17-month Prime from Saucy Duck 27, Prince Noctis with a 8-month Prime resub of his own, 11-month Prime from Big Pant, James RL gifting a sub to Fear, welcome back Fear, Ponies Ahoy, welcome to the channel with a brand new Prime, finally not least Squeeze88 with it, 19-month tier 1, welcome back to you. Great fake there by Juicy, very convincing. His mind games have been sporadically effective, but one good thing about Juicy's play is that he's not been all in too often. I think some of Gomb's world-class saves have surprised Juicy and he's recovered a bit slowly, but it's not been too often. For the majority of his attacks, he's got follow-ups. That's why he was able to rack up so many shots in the last game. You know, it looks like he was overextending a lot because Gomb, sorry, different player entirely. Gomb was defending so well. Some of those saves were extremely surprising from Juicy's POV. He did not see them coming, thought he had a guaranteed goal, and Gomb was able to make saves and counter, but most of Juicy's attacks have follow-up plans, such as this. Just either a demo in the back corner, boost steal in the back corner, and then another shot as well. Oh, what a spawn by Gomb, though. He's just completely ruined Juicy with that one. The only randomness in Rocket League strikes again. Juicy had an open net if Gomb spawned on the other side. And not only did Gomb spawn, but he actually tripped up Juicy perfectly with the timing. Very unlucky for the Frenchman. Did outplay Gomb there. I mean, it's a 50-50. 50% chance Juicy's scoring, 50% chance midfield play. That's definitely Juicy favoured. But the scoreline would tell you different. Gomb up by 1. Just guiding the ball into the net with the threat of an air dribble bump. Juicy didn't get hit by it, but in his fear of escaping it, let the ball past him. It's not the first time Juicy's failed a wave dash there today. A couple of these have been extremely damaging to his chances, as Gomb walks away with the possession once again. Squeeze88, thanks for the 19-month tier 1. Also brand new Prime from G-Fuse. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, what do you guys think about the... I guess I'll ask you again at the end of the day. Oh, wow. Hold that thought. Because Juicy has just pulled off a ridiculous outplay. You can't blame Gomb for falling for that one. Juicy has intentionally leaned his car forward into the ground, which hinders his own landing, but pops the ball at a slightly earlier moment than Gomb was expecting, allowing him to just go right past his opponent. Unreal. The trickery is on another level. Oh, what a read as well. Juicy manages to save Gomb's point-blank range shot. And that's after Gomb hit the bar just moments ago. Juicy tries to catch him off the line, but that shot's not going to do any of the sort. Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, what do you think of this format? I was thinking actually to the best of set format that 3v3's tried in the past. I think it's a very interesting format, but the one downside about it is that you just have the same matchup 2 or even 3 times in a row. But in this kind of matchup, we get, you know, the same nations matching up against each other 3 times in a row, maybe 4 or 5. However, different players playing every time. For me, it's I think it was something worth exploring. So far I'm liking how it's going, but I'll have to pull you guys again towards the end. It's kind of like a crew battle, but with a bit... Well, we get the benefit of crew battles, but we also get the benefit of players being able to adapt to each other as the series goes on. Because, of course, we all know best of 1 and best of 5 are extremely different beasts, especially when it comes to 1v1. Juicy and Gomb continue to match each other blow for blow. They're actually on identical shots and saves in this game. It was a defensive stand from Gomb in the last game. Now he's been able to fight for that midfield a bit more. But Juicy has got the better of him in this play. Reset secured. Air dribble is his. He's actually just going to fake once again and let Gomb make a touch on the ball. He's hoping Gomb would panic in that position. Gomb just held his cool. Juicy going to be quite happy with this continued possession. Trying to lift the ball over the top of Gomb. With a conventional air dribble there, fake the air dribble bump. Every time Juicy's tried to bait Gomb into panicking, Gomb has been extremely composed. He's going to need every ounce of that composure right now though, because Juicy is still running the show for the most part. Running the ball around the field and attacking time and time again. When will he decide to commit all in? Is it this play? No, once again he fakes. But this time, Gomb didn't see it coming. 5-4, 22 seconds remaining. I think that one is a lot more convincing by Juicy. That final 360 air roll after landing the reset made Gomb think that a shot was coming his way. Juicy preferring to close the game out in a safe manner. Too many counterattacks went against him in the last game. He's trying to prevent that from happening at the tail end of game 3. He's got what could be the last possession of the game here. Gomb's missed the back corner boost. Juicy chips it up over him, and that'll give him a guaranteed win. The only way that Gomb comes back here is if Juicy helps him pinch the ball into his own net, or just drives away completely and lets Gomb shoot. And we all know that's not going to happen. 2-1. Juicy has given France the advantage. Of course, we've got Monkeyman and Moxie watching along here. They're cheering on their teammate Juicy. I think on top of that, trying to figure out who do we send out next? Who will England send out next? If Gomb loses this, would they save Toxic to be the third player? Because the scary thing for France is that Toxic's level right now is at an all-time high. And if France decide to save Moxie to last, England might do the same thing with their star player. And he's got a good record against Moxie. Then that will give him a win. And then momentum going into a second series against either Monkeyman or Juicy. So, yeah, Toxic could be the hero for England today. I think what they're really hoping for, and something I would agree with, is that Monkeyman should match up pretty well against Toxic. I think Monkeyman's style of play will do quite well against Toxic's. And the reason for that is because Monkeyman is, in my opinion, one of the best players in the world at just defending aerial plays. He pretty much forces you into a ground game, and when you're in that ground game, it's not like he's bad at defending against that as well. So, you know, will Toxic have the aerial game to cause Monkeyman troubles? Unlikely, I think. Unlikely. I think Monkeyman's aerial defense is just so good. And that'll force Toxic into a full ground game against Monkeyman, and it's a scary thing for anyone to think about. So Monkeyman, I think, is a better matchup for Toxic today. If France can snipe Toxic with Monkeyman by figuring out when they think England are going to field Toxic, I think they probably win this today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Gomb has got a comeback to think about. He needs 2 games in a row. It's against a Juicy player who has really run the show for the most part. He's underestimated Gomb's boost management there, though. Look how much boost Gomb had left over. He was easily able to get to the ball and then get back to the ball after he clears it. He had almost 70 boost, despite Juicy attempting to boost starve him there. What Juicy's expecting to happen in that position is for Gomb to be afraid to jump, because if you're on 30 boost in that position, you jump off your back wall, you don't have any left. If you get beaten to the ball, you're just out of the game. So Juicy underestimated Gomb's boost, thought he wouldn't be jumping, and in fact Gomb was. Just had an open net. It's great power from distance from Gomb. So much power on that last touch in the ball as he puts himself in front. 2 goals once again. I keep getting Steam chat notifications, and I look to see what it is. It's just it's Moxie and Monkeyman speaking French. I don't have time to Google Translate what they're talking about here, but they might be discussing exactly what we've been talking about right there. When do we put Moxie out? When do we send out Monkeyman? England the opposite, trying to, I think Toxic and Revsy are in voice if I remember correctly. They're going to be trying to theory craft what France are likely to do. Such an interesting dynamic that we've really never seen in 1v1 before. I should probably make a prize pool command, shouldn't I? Because I'm going to need to explain that a few times if I don't. Could one of the mods make a prize pool command? Just make an ! prize pool command that says Johnny will match all prize pool donations up to £1,250. That's what that little bar at the bottom is for. Which I think it's functional. I did have a while. There was a couple of months when I was streaming, my donation goal didn't work. So if somebody does donate and it doesn't appear, just let me know. I'll have to update it manually if that's the case. Type reviews, thanks to the 11-month Prime. Also Zal, thanks to the brand new Prime, and GFuse, thanks to the brand new Prime. Really appreciate the support, guys. Well, we might be headed to a game 5 here. Gomb has taken over in game 4. There's a lot of time left for Juicy, but his playstyle for the past game or so has been to really try and grind out goals, just wait patiently for Gomb to finally fall out of position or finally run out of boost, and then try and punish him. But when you're down by 4, you've only scored once, then you might need to change your offensive strategy. It's something a bit more risky, and is that what we're seeing here? Well, Juicy didn't like the look of that last touch on his air dribble. He decides to bail, head back down to the ground. Look at the guts from Gomb, though. Juicy's driving right up next to him there. Gomb just refuses to flip into the ball. Juicy does get one back, spots Gomb out of position off his line, sends an open net the distance. Gomb didn't think Juicy could get back to the ball that quickly. Really nice play by the Frenchman. That's just over 1500 USD. I guess you could put that in brackets. If any mods are here to make that command, just make a prize pool command that says Johnny will match donations up to £1,250 and then in brackets 1,500 USD. 'Cause those two numbers are almost identical. I think it's a little bit higher than 1,500 USD, but let's keep it round numbers. Keep it simple. Minimum is 50, by the way, to get a prize pool donation in there. Minimum is 50. So yeah, the £3 donations back in the day were something I was trying to discourage. You know, I think it, you know, for me as a streamer, if you've got you know, $5 that you want to give to support a streamer, I think subbing is your best option, because you get a sub badge which you know, tracks streaks even if you decide not to sub 2 months in a row, as well as additional things like getting access to the Discord. You know, it's more worth it than a £5 donation is, because I mean, both of them, let's be honest, both of them are scams, but at least one of them you get something back. I put the prize pool donations higher so that people with more money, more exposable income, more disposable income would have somewhere to put it. Oh, look at this. I asked earlier on, what's Juicy going to do to try and come back here? He's going to need to up the aggression. Up the aggression he did. He's put us in a 5-5 game. There's a long time left on the clock. Another failed wave dash by Juicy though. Gomb tries to shoot right over him. Will he get back to that before Juicy does? No, he doesn't. An insane save off the inside of the post. Leaves Juicy in a winning position. Well, Gomb won't be able to believe that, because it was 5-1 moments ago. Juicy just carefully but clinically came back in the series. And what a save that is! It's been a matchup of defensive brilliance between these two players. It was Gomb earlier on, and it's Juicy now. Two world-class saves in back-to-back plays put Juicy on the cusp of victory. What an advantage this would give France. It would eliminate Gomb from the matchup. Of course, if England can advance, Gomb would be back for the semi-finals, but the way things are going right now, this will be the last time that he plays today, and Juicy has really given himself a good position now. 6 straight goals and a 2-goal advantage with just 13 seconds left. Gomb needs a kickoff goal. He's going to try and force it round to his left, but Juicy blocks that angle and all but confirms the win. What a comeback. What an introduction to 1v1 on my stream. I think I've casted Juicy playing ones before, but not on my channel. I casted him, I believe, in the qualifiers for Gamers 8, on the Gamers 8 EU qualifier channel, but this, I think, is the first time I've casted him playing ones on my channel, and boy does he look dangerous. It's going to be tough to beat for whoever has to face him later on, but as things currently stand, France 1, England 0. It's deja vu for England once again.